Data Lineage gives you an interactive, read-only view of your data universe. Data engineers use it to schedule pipelines and monitor their performance. A data analyst or a data scientist might use it to understand how data was derived, or if a dataset is up to date. An app developer might use it to visualize the flow of data from a pipeline into workflow applications. We use Data Lineage to answer questions like, where did this dataset come from? Who has permission to see the assets in my pipeline? Are any of my datasets out of date? What datasets have a particular column I'm interested in? Do my datasets have build schedules or health monitors? We'll show you how to answer some of these questions over the next few minutes and talk through some best practices to help you get started. At the end, you should be ready to create and save your own dynamic data lineage view for your project. I'm going to open Data Lineage using the Control-J hotkey and search for Data Lineage. Opening the application gives me a blank graph that I can start adding resources to right away. One of the most common uses for Data Lineage is understanding how a particular dataset was derived. I'd like to understand how a dataset of retail transactions was created, and so I'm going to start by bringing that dataset to the graph. I'm going to do that by clicking the Add Resources button in the middle of the screen, and then searching for the dataset by name. I'll choose the correct dataset from the results. Clicking on it brings it to the graph. Bringing resources to the graph illuminates some other features of the application. First, I can inspect the contents, the logic, the build health of any highlighted node using the tabs in the bottom left of the screen. If I click Preview, for example, I get a 300-row view of the data, along with its schema. I can search for columns by keyword, and I can even get a distribution of column values. In the Code tab, I can see the logic that was used to create the dataset. In this case, I can see that my data was created using Foundry's no-code application for creating pipelines called Pipeline Builder. In this separate data lineage graph, I've got a dataset that was built using PySpark and Python. I see the code here down in the Code tab. I can also directly access the repository that stores the code, or I can make an edit and submit a pull request directly from Data Lineage. I'm going to continue my investigation of the retail transactions dataset by expanding the upstream or ancestor datasets. I'm going to do that by clicking the left arrow I see as I hover over the node, which brings the dataset's inputs to the graph. Now I can represent the data provenance on each of these too, but rather than expanding these piecemeal, I can expand the entire lineage of the retail transaction dataset by right-clicking the node, clicking Expand Node, clicking the double left arrow, and then adding all of the nodes to the graph. Now's a good time to talk about some of the options for arranging the nodes on our graph. This is going to help with legibility as my graph scales with the number of datasets and artifacts that I add to it. I'd like to depict the flow of data from the source systems on the left down to my retail transactions dataset. The Select button gives me control over what nodes are highlighted on the graph. I'm going to choose Select All. Note the hotkeys if that's your preference. Then when I choose Layout Actions, I get a menu of options for automatically arranging the selected graph nodes. I like the hierarchy view for depicting data flows. I use the side panel for a few different operations. We already saw how we can use it to search for and bring assets to the graph, but it also gives me a histogram of node metadata. Let's say I want to see all the datasets that show the last 4 digits of the credit card used in the transaction. I can apply a visual filter using the associated value in the Frequent Columns section. The Manage Schedules option is a common way to apply, edit, or find build schedules. And finally, the Related Items allows me to display select Foundry artifacts that use a selected dataset. I can see, for example, that there's a Slate application and a contour analysis that use my retail transactions dataset. So as we can now see, we can also display resources downstream from my retail transactions dataset. This time when I click the node, I'll expand the lineage in the right or downstream direction. I can see that my dataset backs an ontology object type, and that ontology object type has a materialization, and it's also used in a workshop module. As I add more artifacts to my graph, I can see that my legend has also expanded. And this brings us to a really useful feature of Data Lineage, the node coloring options. By default, Foundry colors nodes by their resource type, as we can see on the screen here. But when I expand the possible coloring options, I can see that there's actually several ways to visually depict my graph nodes. Let's say I want to understand how up-to-date my retail transactions dataset is. I'm going to start by asking when each dataset was last built. I'm going to use the time last built coloring option. Using this coloring option, I see that data was recently ingested from Snowflake and AWS S3, but that the downstream datasets from these data connections haven't built in some time. I'll use the out-of-date coloring option to see if that means that my dataset is stale. It looks like it is. So I might switch to investigating the build schedule to make sure the pipeline is updating at an expected interval. With the permissions node coloring, I can know how other users see or interact with the data. It looks like my colleague Josh can view some of these data sets, but not others. My colleague Taylor, on the other hand, can see everything in this pipeline. We can conduct ad hoc explorations of data provenance, but we can also save a data lineage graph as a dynamic resource in Foundry. In fact, it's a best practice to save a data lineage graph at the root level of your project that team members can access as a form of pipeline documentation. I'm going to do that by clicking the blue Save button in the upper right, giving it a name, and a save location. There. I now have a dedicated Foundry resource that I can return to and update if I need. If I do make changes to the graph, notice the blue Save button is gone. In Actions, I can choose Save As. This concludes our introduction to Data Lineage. As you can see, there's a lot more to cover, including using Data Lineage to configure build schedules or apply data health checks. Stay tuned for more content on these and other subjects, and in the meantime, let us know in the comments if you have suggestions for future tutorial topics.